on that note, you want to transition over to Nas?
Yeah, I think we've covered all of our Tupac and Biggie Smalls. We might as well go to number three in the Trinity. Yeah.
Well, number one actually, but
I mean number three, but I mean number three in terms of the order that we're addressing. But yeah, number one overall.
when we started this podcast, I was of the mindset that Jay-Z was the greatest MC of all time, based on the longevity and his ability to be, so great for so long. And he earned that, and his rapid pace of recording, his rapid pace of being able to put out quality material, even on albums that didn't get too much fanfare. He always had something that hit, not even just on some radio buzz, but just something that you could keep with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And over that time, and it wasn't far off, right? I'm not gonna say like Nas was a far second or anything, like Tom Brady got this thing right now. I KD one dropped, I was like, oh okay, that's what we doing. And then when KD two dropped, I'm like, I think Nas is in the lead. And then Magic dropped, and I'm like, yeah, this thing is over. And I want to say today, happy birthday to the greatest MC of all time, Nasir Jones. Happy 49th, man. I have my personal favorites. His catalog is just incredible at this point.
So
Okay,
here's what
three
I
on the
thought
way.
about. I don't think it's fair to his catalog to say what's your favorite song because you're going to be hard pressed to pick your favorite song off each album. But I think that's actually what we should do is to actually run down his catalog and pick
Favorite
our
song on
favorite
each
song from
album.
each album. Yeah.
Illmatic, what's your favorite song on Illmatic? Oh, let me get to 007 Super Chat while you ponder that. It says Nas dug into his mixtapes in the 90s bag last night. Legendary stuff. Got me thinking, can y'all do a segment on the top MC mixtapes? Because going back to his stuff is not known and severely underrated by the masses. I agree with that. I think that if the material that Nas put together in the 90s on the mixtape circuit was around today, there would be no question. But he's making up for that. Eric Terrell says, Coop, Tupac did the two character song before Big on Soldier Story. Shooting out with the police and everything. Hmm.
That was Pop.
I guess
I didn't know
so. I'm gonna
that.
go back and listen to that. 36 Chambers
No,
said,
I've heard Soldier Story. I didn't know that was Pac's voice.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna go back and listen to the voices again. I
I
didn't
need to
know
go
it
listen
either.
to the voice now. All
Yeah.
apologies. I did not know. I've always assumed Soldier Story was somebody like from the Thug Life camp or someone one of the home. Go ahead. Go ahead.
36 Chambers says, Mike and Coop, is there any way to purchase your music? Got Coop's album on iTunes, but do y'all have plans of making more of it available? Yeah, we'll do that.
Mike and I have talked about like taking some of his best stuff and my best stuff and kind of putting it on like one project to
We should
be
do that.
released. But we're kind of like about covering people and covering the topics in hip hop and not us. So we never seem to get around with it because we're not
Right.
the focus and we're not supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not about
So
us being stars or anything.
right. I mean, me and Mike could probably kick the can on that for probably about a year and a half. It's just not about us, and neither one of us really thinks that way about it. So,
Yeah. All
no,
we
when
gotta
the
do is
time
just compile the
when the
stuff.
time and the place and the space for it really like permits for it to happen, it'll happen. But it's not a focus or concern for Mike or I. Really, we're not.
My favorite song on Illmatic, The World Is Yours.
I'm going to have to echo your sentiments. As much as I love Memory Lane, The World Is Yours is still the record that I always go to. So I'm with you.
Memory Lane was going around in my head, and so was It Ain't Hard to Tell. I love It Ain't Hard to Tell.
I was thinking. I was deciding between The World Is Yours, Memory Lane, and One Love, but One Love is personal for me. Like the guy that has the artwork hanging on the wall, the painter of this stuff, he's locked up. And his cousin, I mean, that's my cousin. His brother's the one that's my producer. He's the one that played the Slick Rick album. You know what I'm saying? And so all the
Mhm.
letters that we've been writing to each other all these years have all ended in what? One love.
One Love.
That's where it started. That's what I mean. It's part of my life and part of my culture. So One Love is kind of like there as well. But Illmatic is obviously a special, special rap album.
Before we go on, Esquire brings up something I think that I guess we can expound upon. He says, Favorite unreleased Nas song? Deja Vu for me. Dice Game for me. Personal favorite.
Unreleased Nas song?
Yeah.
Go to It Was Written while I think about that.
Well, I know also there was another question we asked on According to Hip Hop. We got some really interesting answers. And that's how I know he's the greatest too. What is Nas's best storytelling song? Or what's your favorite Nas storytelling song?
The Setup.
The Setup.
He's never like that. I told you, he's amped up. He's out for revenge. This is Nas we're talking about. My mindset, sun got wet. I'm vexed, really. He pulled off his Rolex, smacked this bitch silly. While niggas acting ill, word to Willie, about to feel it. I feel it. We should have been dealt with it. Them niggas sour. They put too much flour in their coke. They got the nerve to wonder why they broke. Yeah, he don't talk like that. And when he talks like that, it's special.
I'm going to go through some
Nas.
of the...
It's Nasty, man. Hold on, you know what the setup is? The setup is Nasty Nas, the dude that's on Live at the Barbecue. It's that guy that's a full-fledged MC that knows how to tell a story, but it's like it's Nasty Nas telling a story.
I'm going to go through some of the answers that we got on our Facebook channel, or Facebook page, rather. It was a lot. It's like I Gave You Power. You got Rewind. You got One Love. You got Undying Love.
Yeah.
Blazer 50.
Yeah.
Papa Was a Player.
Yeah.
Memory Lane.
Fetus. Fetus is a story.
Yep. Project Window.
Project Window. I was thinking the original version of Project Window might be my pick for unreleased Nas song.
Okay.
But it got released.
Get Down. Fetus. It's so much, man.
It's
Second
everywhere.
Childhood.
Like, that's what I mean. It's about what you prefer. Like, I could just tell you I could argue with you all day about like the setup and I Gave You Power just off of It Was Written. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Second Childhood. Small World.
Small World's a sleeper. I love Small World.
Yeah.
Small World's one of the best records on the I Am that got released.
Let's see. Dance. Okay. I mean, the fact that
Get Down already, right? Somebody said Get Down already?
Yep, they said Get Down. I mean, the thing is, man, the fact that he has this many, you'd be hard pressed to find an MC with this many quality storytelling records, period. And that right there alone, I was like, wow, all of these.
Actually, I don't think there is an MC with this many quality storytelling records, and I think Ghost and Scarface are probably the closest.
Yeah. So yeah, Dice Game for me. You're still thinking about your favorite unreleased one, or are you going with Project Windows?
No, here's what I'm going to tell you. There's two. I got one underrated, and I got one slept on. I'm going to go with Wanna Play Rough, which was one of the songs from I Am that didn't get released, just because that was the only time I heard him do the double voice. He did a different voice on Wanna Play Rough. That's outside of his box. So let me go outside of his box and pick Wanna Play Rough. But as far as underrated, and a lot of this has to do with it being one of his weakest albums, he released a burner track called Where Y'all At before Hip Hop Is Dead was released. And Where Y'all At was better than most of the stuff that was on Hip Hop Is Dead. It's his most underrated unreleased song, Where Y'all At, where he took the shit from Major League. Where them gangsters at? Where them dimes at?
I remember that.
Yep.
Born
That's his
King
most underrated one, because it was better than most of the shit that on Hip Hop Is Dead. And beat wise, it was better than like everything on Hip Hop Is Dead except for the Jay and Game track.
Born King says Soulja's story was pop, but then he went and grabbed Big Syke for that voice. Okay, so Big Syke did the voice.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Gotcha.
But that's still not. But he did use somebody though.
Yeah,
that's Biggie doing "Give Me the Loot."
Yeah. CJ the Kid with the super chat says rank Nas demo compilations and Nas discography. Yeah, we're getting into that. Darren Harris says gotta peep that new Dave East and Jadakiss Comfortable on Patreon this Monday. Okay. Mad Max says every ghetto 416 represent the message. Rewind. Nas is like money. In my NY State of Mind Part 2. Lost Freestyles, Locomotive, Nas album Done, my favorites. Yo, you like New York State of Mind too as well? I like that one also. Coop's not a big fan of New York State of Mind too.
Because the first one is one of the best rap songs that ever got made.
Nas the GOAT
It's just that
says.
the first version is one of the best rap songs ever.
Nas the GOAT says, "Small World is my favorite storytelling song." Maybe he
Small
just
World's the
shouldn't have
shit.
named it. Maybe,
Carolyn from Maryland.
yeah.
All the Blue Caravan. Yeah.
Ariel Green with the super chat says one of the best unreleased songs and storytelling songs at the same time is "The Rise and Fall." He covered the sentiment of his song, his whole career, his whole early career. Excuse me.
I like that.
Yeah. Born King with the super chat says people sleep on the Sicko story.
Seku's story off Streets Disciple.
Yeah, along with Live Now. Yeah, I like Seku's story as well.
Seku's story actually made my Spotify non-storytelling playlist, so a lot of people missed it, but not high.
Matt Baxter, the super chat says No Ideas original Blazer 50 and Taking in Blood too.
Taking in Blood's really not a story.
No, but he was just talking about his favorite 9 songs.
Oh yeah.
LP says
Taking in Blood's up high for me too.
Best album cuts: Do Rag, My Way, Memory Lane, You the Man. You the Man. What goes around comes around.
See, we're supposed to be going album by album.
Yeah, what goes around comes around. Take It in Blood, The Message, Stay, Papa Was a Player, Last Real Nigga Alive. The fact that people are able to pick their favorite storytelling, favorite songs, favorite B-sides, favorite demos, unreleased stuff, it's crazy, man.
No. We haven't actually, Mike, we haven't gotten to like the actual like finishing move in the catalog. Well, Mike, I think he's got the best album catalog ever. He's got the best unreleased feature catalog ever, Mike, but he has the best feature catalog ever too.
Like he's 3 for 3. I don't know about that.
He's got it. He's got it all checked out. No, because how about this? He's got more important features. Like, think about it. Like, just really think about it. Really think about it. Think about Live at the Barbecue.
Right.
Verbal Intercourse.
I think, you know what, hold on, let me stop you real quick. I think when we think about features, we think about rappers jumping on R&B stuff, right?
Right.
But you're talking about B-side stuff, and you're talking about...
I'm talking about going on in another artist project that's not yours, and submitting a verse. He is the best ever at that too. The evidence is everywhere.
Is the versatility not there with not being able to get on R&B tracks and doing the same thing?
I would submit to you Mariah Carey and Joe.
I like that record, but I don't think that's like one of the all-time.
I would submit to you Missy, Hot Boys.
I like Hot Boys, but I don't think his performance was that incredible on there.
Okay, so even if you don't feel that way, it kind of checks those boxes that you're talking about, though, because you just asked a question. I just gave you 2 big hit records.
Escobar, CVR bikes, switching gears, headlights.
No, I don't love the verse, Mike. I don't love the verse. I thought Eve had a better verse, actually.
Yeah. Eric Terrell with the super chat says Tupac used the same voice on Something to Die For and A Soldier's Revenge off of his second album after he stopped using that voice modulation. We got to go check those and listen.
Soldier's Revenge might be him.
Okay.
Yeah. Strictly to my niggas, yeah.
007 said Rise and Falls amongst Kings are special to me. In between it was written and I am segments of his career. And the slept on track is his Prodigy Self-Conscious. Yeah. No, I don't think Self-Conscious is slept on. I think it's legendary now. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So this is what I'm saying, Mike. Like, he's got legendary. How about this? He has more legendary guest appearances than any rapper in history, because it's like, Mike, just go give me somebody that's got a Live at the Barbecue, Verbal Intercourse, Eye for an Eye. Remember Body in the Trunk with Noriega?
Yeah.
More Money, More Murder, More Homicide. The Hook to Give Me Yours. You feel what I'm saying?
You're going to have to make a list. You got to make a playlist of this.
On Hell on Earth.
Cool.
He's everywhere, Mike.
You got to make a playlist of this, because
his feature game is ridiculous. John Blaze, Mike.
That's
what I mean. It's like, what do you want from him, like, verse-wise? Yeah. Like, how many guys can, like, listen to the stuff that I just named? Fast Life with Cool G Rap.
I'm going to say this.
Hold on. I want you to go name me 10 Biggie or Jay or Pac features off the top of my head that rival that on some rap shit.
You can't
find it.
You talking about the Cool G Rap one?
Huh?
You talking about the Cool G Rap feature? Which one?
No, I'm talking about like the 10 Nas features I just named off the top of my head with ease.
man.
Right.
No,
Don't name
no,
two
no, no.
Biggie or them J features off the top of your head that's like the ones that I just named. You got some eye for an eyes or verbal intercourses laying around, and Alive at the Barbecue, and a John Blaze, and a Fast Life, and a Body in the Trunk. No, you don't.
I need to
Them
come up
dudes
with a
don't have
list.
that. I love those guys. They don't have that. That's why
I
he's the
need to
GOAT.
come up with a list.
You're going to have to come up with a list, Mike. You're going to be here all night. Mike, I got 33 Nas feature songs that blow most guys' album catalog out the water.
Wow. Andrew Green with the super chat says, where y'all at is fire, Coop.
Where y'all at is fire.
Jay Stone with the super chat says, Nas Buster, rough around the edges. It's unreleased. Okay. I don't think I heard that record.
Me neither.
Blue Collar Hustle with the super chat says, where y'all at was so hot, even Jim Jones gave it props publicly in the midst of him beefing with Nas. He said it was his favorite song that year. He said it was his favorite song that year. Jim Jones keeping it real. Eric Terrell with the super chat says, Tupacalypse Now has 0 features. Look it up. Okay. Well, we're going to have to go do some research on that one. Born King with the super chat says, Foul Breeze is my favorite. It's my favorite unreleased Nas song. He has so much unreleased material. I've never even heard that record.
Mad Max says, is that the foulness? Is that what he's talking about?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think he's talking about the foulness.
Well, he said Foul Breeze. Maybe it was a typo. Mad Max with the super chat says, New York State of Mind Part 2 is better than the original to me. Nas described his crib in the first 4 bars in Part 2. Then the 8 Friends scheme. I love Part 2 as well. I think he did an incredible job storytelling. And I honestly think the beat's better than the first one. I think the first one is just very nostalgic and everything else that follows the first one. That's why you shouldn't do part 2s, man, because even if you do improve certain things, people will never see it. Non Plus with the super chat says, Mary J. Blige, Sincerely, featuring Nas and DMX.
Sincerity, not Sincerely. He's talking about Sincerity.
Yeah, Sincerity.
That's what I mean. How about this? Sincerity is one of those 33 songs that I got down.
You got Sincerity there?
Yeah.
All right.
That beat the Sincerity is crazy. That shit hard. That's one of Mary's best songs too, Mike. Sincerity is one of Mary's best songs.
Andre Shashir with the super chat says, unreleased for me, Amongst Kings. Okay.
Amongst Kings is dope.
I'm going to get through these and then we'll get to that. It was written. 007 says, Silk Shirt and My Chest Show, What a Flirt.
It's mine.
It's a great
That's what I'm saying, Mike. You got stuff everywhere.
He does.
It's everywhere.
He never stopped, man. Born King with a super chat says his verse with Janae Aqua was also fire, and he and Allure. Okay.
Yeah. The head over heels joint with Allure, I think it was.
I remember that. Shout out to Allure. Andre Shashir says Honeymoon is over. Nas Snap too. Yeah.
I like Honeymoon is over. I like Honeymoon is over a lot.
Yeah, Blue Collar Hustler said Foul Breeze is Nas spitting over New York shit beat. Okay. Mixtape stuff. Okay, so my favorite song on It Was Written, Silent Murder. I don't think there's any surprise there for anybody who's listened to this show before. For me, you're probably going to go.
With you, for most of my life, I argued between it's those 4 records. It's I Gave You Power, The Setup, Take It in Blood, and Silent Murder. But give me Take It in Blood, Mike, because I think when we go back and look at who he is as an MC at his peak, I think those 3 verses are the best legitimate evidence that we have about why he's the best over anybody else without it getting into any real storytelling format, just on some rap shit. It's like, well, who's the best MC? Oh, well, you can play Take It in Blood, and after you get done listening to Take It in Blood, it's like, that guy is the best MC, and it won't be about no storytelling or about no voice or about nothing like that. It'll be, no, that guy just raps better than everybody else. And this is why somebody like Andre 3000 never doing a 3-verse song is a problem, because we have something like Take It in Blood that exists.
That's
where this
hard.
man is absolutely like, he how about this? He's Jordan in 91 on verse 1, 92 in verse 2, and 93 in verse 3. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, which version of Mike do you want?
You're right. I mean, it's so problematic when we rank Andre so high as
One of
an
the best lyrical mic
individual.
performances ever.
As an individual, it's like Nas shows you on It Was Written how much it takes to be a solo MC. And one of the greats as a solo MC. Like, it's so many words in that
So
album.
much bar work. The bar
So
work is
much bar
absurd.
work. It is.
It's more bar work than Paid in Full and Follow the Leader. We've already ran it down. Remember, this is why I told you it's like, no, this might be the best set of lyrics put together ever because nobody put together this amount of great lyrics on one album by themselves like he did.
The bar work is insane.
Bar work is insane.
Darren Harris with the super chat says, Nas corrupt, don't stop, keep going. Fire. Nas be working, man. C-Note with the super chat says, Ice Cube, Spice One are great storytellers. Yes, they are. Spice One got some new music out, too. NDU Jam says, remember the time is my favorite on Street Disciple. The flow is sick. Well, I'm going Nas is like. Where you going?
I'm going to have to go with you, but that's part of the problem with I Am that got released is that, well, that was the first time you got a Nas album where it's like, well, the argument really shrunk about what the best songs were. It's like it's clear that like Nas is like, and maybe New York State of Mind too or somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, that was the Primo shit. And then it was like, after that, it's like Small World Favor for a Favor with Scarface. And then after that, it was like, what we doing? What we doing? Where the great shit at? Because those are the 4 records on there that are clearly great. Mm-hmm. And Nas is Like is the best of those records. So I'm with you on Nas is Like.
Okay. Nostradamus.
Last words.
That's where I was gonna go on that one too.
It's crazy. We're actually agreeing on all of these, except for It Was Written. And I'm gonna tell you what. If I was just picking it in a vacuum, I was thinking lyrically. If I'm gonna pick a mic performance, I gotta take Taken in Blood or Silent Murder, just a straight up mic performance, because I gave you power in the setup for stories.
There's a lot to pick from on It Was Written. It's all about what you're looking for. You know what I mean? I know you're not a big fan of the message like that, but for a lot of people, that's
it's great. It's epic. It's just, how about this? If you tell me that the message is better than the 4 records that I'm just missing, I'm gonna hit you with the Rock Nation verse. Oh, it is? Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence?
007 says Triple Beam Dream empowers that B always show the craziest chemistry he had with Ross.
Yeah.
Don't start with his AZ chemistry, of course. Yeah. Right. He got chemistry with a lot of people. Nas is Like definitely is that choice for It Was Written. Not It Was Written. I Am. I see people in the chat saying that. Yeah. I see people saying I Would Survive. I never really liked that record, man.
No.
Never
it's
really
a One Love. It's a One Love rehash and hack, and it's not that good.
Okay. So we're agreeing on Illmatic, I Am, and Nostradamus.
It appears so.
So here's the big one.
Shout out to Shoot 'em Up on Nostradamus, because I thought about it, but that beat the last words. Mike, the drums the last words.
His verse on Last Words.
Nation came off right on that
he did too, but yeah, Last Words shouldn't be on that album. I mean, nothing matched that level.
You want to know what?
Yeah.
Remember his verse on The Bridge, 2001? That's what I mean. Like, he got, man.
Yeah. No, he didn't. Want to know whose life is written. You talking about that verse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stillmatic. I think I know where I'm gonna go here.
I think I know where I'm gonna go too.
I mean, my first instinct is You're the Man.
My instinct is, how about this, Mike? The intro is the moment on the album. That's one of the best intros ever in rap history to me.
Okay.
And it's so triumphant, the way that he's talking and the way that he ends it. But Mike, what goes around comes around.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking of going too.
That's where I'm going, because that's the last hardcore evidence that I think I found where it's like he's not to be fucked with on record when he's on until Magic came out. The guy who we think is the best lyricist ever, he's really not the same guy after that record, because he murders shit for 4 verses on that song, tells a story, gets lyrical, breaks down socioeconomics, the black dichotomy, Tiger Woods hating himself. Like, he goes so many places, like, man, but he doesn't do that again until you hear Magic.
This nigga Ike with the Iverson jersey, light skin with herpes.
fucking bitches in Harlem, Brooklyn, and DC. This is the problem because he never tell him he got him from sucking fags off of Rikers Island in 9-3. Drives a party, hangs at all the drives a Benz, hangs at all the concerts. Yeah.
007 said that he performed the Stillmatic intro last night in New York City. I bet that shit was crazy. We got to get our tickets for this show.
Blood of a slave, heart of a king is real to cats. I know cats. I know jail dudes that got that tattooed on them, Mike.
And Drell Green with the super chat says Nas and AZ both killed Sirius. It should have been on Street Disciple, but was unreleased. I think AZ might have put it on something though.
See, hold on, and this is what I mean. How about this? On what goes around, you get an insight into why the media portrays Nas the way that they do too. Yeah. Because he says stuff. Religion misunderstood as poison. Radio and TV poison. White Jesus poison.
Yeah, I love that record. Especially at that time, man. I was super, fight the power at that point.
That's what I'm saying. No, but he said stuff like that. Think about it. It's 2001. He's saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
Radio and TV poison. White Jesus poison. And he also was fortuitous. And any thoughts of taking me down as poison. Who want beef now?
2001/2002 Nas was very Ice Cube-esque.
Yeah,
Death Certificate Ice Cube.
Yeah,
and that's my favorite. Death Certificate Ice Cube is one of my favorite rappers. Period. Mad Max with the super chat says, "Money Is My B" on I Am was great too. That was a concept song that would be a hit today. To me, if someone else sang that hook, you'd think it would be a hit today if somebody else sang that hook.
Mike, Let My Niggas Live off the W.
Forgot about that feature.
That's what I'm saying.
I was kind of underwhelmed
in between
with
us
that
off the
feature,
Fix.
Now, the Fix one was great.
That's what I mean. So it's a Let My Niggas Live one.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I had
the elephant hands.
Yeah, maybe I had super high hopes.
Knots in their nostrils. The blocks is hostile.
It was cool.
Okay. It's just Dak, Raekwon, and Nas. It's cool. Okay, I got you. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Well,
Mike.
What about the meth, Redman, and Inspector on there though? You know what I mean? Like
the beat to Let My Niggas Live was better.
Think so? Okay.
Yeah.
Esquire with the super chat says, "You're the man, and what goes around comes around are special. If not for smoking, that might have been the greatest 7-song run on any album from intro to Second Childhood. I didn't like smoking
Nothing wrong
either.
with smoking. Y'all gotta stop talking about smoking like this.
I'm with Esquire on this one. I never liked that record.
I told you, smoking is dope. It's Nas on his West Coast shit.
No pun intended. Smoking is dope. Eric Terrell with a super chat says, so if you in the Super Bowl...
Hold on, Mike.
What's up?
Love Is All We Need. Mary J. Blige.
I like that one too. Eric Terrell says, so if you in the Super Bowl and you need the running back Emmett or Terrell Davis, Emmett is Nas leading the rusher. Davis is Andre, short career. I'm taking Davis because he won those 2 rings for Denver.
First of all, when you say he won those 2 rings for Denver, you have to understand Denver had a Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame tight end, and 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers, and a Hall of Fame left tackle before he ever ran the football. So no, they didn't just win because of him. He was the catalyst that set it off. And Nas is not Emmitt Smith. He's more like Barry Sanders.
I'm with you on that. What album are we on? Are we on?
Mike, can I submit to you Ghetto Dreams with Common? You see what I mean about how he's everywhere?
I like Ghetto Dreams.
Can I submit to you Ghetto Dreams with Common?
We forget about Ghetto Dreams with Common for whatever reason.
Can I submit to you My President with Young Jeezy? Can I submit to you what is it? What's the record with Game on Bulletproof Diaries? Letter to the King.
What about Everybody Hate the Game?
Why You Hate the Game? That's what I'm saying.
Hate the Game,
Can I submit these records to you possibly and understand he's got the best features ever too? Got the best.
Are we gonna go Lost Tapes or Godson? I'm not sure which one came out.
Go Lost Tapes. Answers Do Rags. Let's keep going.
I was thinking Do Rags too.
It is Do Rags.
Yeah.
Do Rags is one of his 20 best songs.
I love Do Rags.
I love Do Rags.
Well, I guess we could skip right over Godson too because we know the answer to that one.
Mike, you and me are on the same page about this nonsense on Nas's birthday. Made You Look, because you a slave to a page in my rhyme book.
I think Made You Look could possibly be Nas's best single ever.
It's probably his. That and The World Is Yours. Yes.
Nah, as far as like that street hop and like hit single, like
Yeah,
shit you want to hear
yeah.
in the
As far as the
club.
streets, as far as him having the streets like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Esquire's right. That Carter 4 interlude, Mike.
I forgot about that.
Mike, that grand finale on Lil Jon's album.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some great features. Streets
Everywhere,
Disciple.
Mike. There's all types of evidence when he murders shit, Mike. Leaves trails, leaves body parts.
Well,
leaves
Streets
more than
Disciples.
OJ, more than bloody gloves. It's leaving machetes, broken careers, and microphone cords. It's all types of evidence.
Streets Disciple, I'm going.
Do we have to?
I'm going Thief's Theme.
Oh, we got to pick a record on there, huh?
Yeah, I'm going Thief's Theme. That's no question for me. I love Thief's Theme. It's like one of the last Nas records that made me feel like that until, he's gone on this current run.
You want to know what I like? I'm going to like...
I take Summers off because I love Winnabe. Started 87 with the Shottig and the Sheet. 3/4 length beige, dressed to kill. Bust a shell at the ground. Man, please. That's Nas right there.
No, I hear you. And okay, so I'm going to submit something to you. Just because he tried to do so many different things on this album, I'm going to pick the song where I felt like it came off really well and didn't get stated properly, and that was Rest of My Life. I thought the production on there was masterful and he was in pocket, and more of the album should have sounded like that if he was going for that grown-up-ish like rap type of style. So I'm going to say Rest of My Life.
Okay. 007 with the super chat. Appreciate the love, 007. Always showing love in here. He said, Ether, that's stuff to make your soul burn slow. No beef record can eclipse that. Also, Reach Out with Mary. Yeah, I like Reach Out too. On Life is Good is a nice record. Let me dig deep. 40 side with Lake.
No, it's not. Did he say that Reach Out was a good record?
I like Reach Out. You ain't like Reach Out?
Cut his super chat off.
He said, y'all got me started. No, man, I like Reach Out. And you know what? I think, when we talk about degree of difficulty, I think Ether might be the highest degree difficulty diss record ever.
Hold on. Some people are bringing up Nazareth Savage and Reason.
Okay.
I was actually thinking about Nazareth Savage, Reason, and Streets Disciple when I was picking Rest of My Life. I'm with you, Gray 88 on Reason. I love Reason too. Like Reason and Rest of My Life is how this album was supposed to sound to me. Not like No One Else in the Room and Remember the Times. What's it sound like?
DJ Tim Space King says, Raekwon, Nas, Young, Rich, and Black. I forgot about that record. I love that record.
Rich and Black. Can I submit to you that this man is the greatest MC of all time just off the features?
Eric Terrell with the super chat says,
who's got rap features like this though, Mike?
No, you're right. Hard pressed. Eric Terrell with the super chat says, Nas is the champion. Emmitt Smith has 3 rings. Barry Sanders has 0.
Yes, but Barry's the best. That's what I meant.
But Nas kind of did it all. Clayton is asleep with the super chat. He says, Just a Moment is one of my favorites off Street Disciples. I like Just a Moment too.
I like Just a Moment. I feel like it got played out too much.
It got played a lot. Mad Max with the super chat says, Kobe's my favorite player, but Nas, these are our heroes, went crazy. I don't like how Nas was talking about my guy, but Thief's Theme on Nazareth Savage, mine. Yeah.
Son's back with flows. They say mine is very scary.
Andre Shashir with the super chat says he spit a dope verse on Keisha Cole's album too. Oh,
Trust?
yeah.
Or what was that? No, Trust was a record with Monica. I know.
Yeah, I think. Okay. So what album are we on? Hip Hop is Dead. What you got?
I mean, Mike, there's only really 2 contenders. There's Black Republican, and then there's Hustlers. Which one are we taking? We're probably taking Black Republican because it's their best collaboration. Hustlers is the better record.
I love Black Republican.
I'm taking Hustlers.
I love Black Republican, but I think the best record on there is Still Dreaming.
Okay, first of all.
And you know what? Is Can't Forget About You's on there too. I love Can't Forget About You. I think that's a great record.
Can't Forget About You is better than Still Dreaming to me. But what I would submit to you is that we can't cut your super chat off, Mike. But if we could, this would be the point that we would do it. No way in hell that song's better than Black Republican or Hustlers.
I love Black Republican. You know I do. I think
Hustlers is better. I mean, like the Dre beat, that was pretty dope. And they were rapping on there, rapping.
I think
rapping.
I think with Black Republican, I feel like that's more Jay-Z's world than Nas's world. But yeah, if you ask me, if we be real,
Hustlers.
Black Republican is my favorite song on the album. But I don't feel like that's a Nas song, if that makes sense. So
That's why I like Hustlers, because Hustlers feels like a real like collaborative effort, but it's still a Nas record.
But wait a minute, you don't like Still Dreaming?
I do. I like.
Oh, okay.
I would put Still Dreaming third.
I like Can't Forget About You, man. I like the way that him and Cassette Michelle sound together, or at least the way Cassette Michelle sounded over that Nat King Cole.
No, I love it, but I don't. It would be third or fourth. Like, Can't Forget About You or Still Dreaming would come right after Hustlers and Black Republican for me.
Yo, Kanye showed up on Still Dreaming. That verse is crazy.
No, he did. That's what I mean. That was the problem with Hip Hop Is Dead. It's like, well, the three main highlights outside of Can't Forget About You. That's why Can't Forget About You gets remembered on that album so well. Well, it's his only great performance by himself on there. The other great performances, one was with Kanye, one's with Game, one's with Jay. The rest of it's a mid.
Yeah, you're right. 007 with the super chat says his verse on Bravehearted was wild. Next album.
It's got bar work everywhere.
Untitled. The End album. I guess that's what we're going to call it.
You go.
You know what song I love, and I listened to this song the other day. Nigger. I love that.
So
on the road to riches, the diamond rings, in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is the king.
No, I dig it. Except I don't. Give me Fried Chicken with Busta Rhymes.
You like fried chicken? Okay.
That's a story with a concept too that belongs in his storytelling catalog.
Somebody said that in the chat too. I also like Sly Fox. I liked where he was mentally on that album. But
I like Fried Chicken. You know what other one I like on there? Y'all My Niggas.
Yeah.
Where he was like, what could I do to authenticate my niggadness? Call the dealership. All ridiculous. Buy some 28 trends. Oh, that's some nigga shit.
Distant relatives. Hold on, let me get to the super chat while you ponder that. Dang252 says, hold down the block. Let there be light. Yes, sir. Man, Max with the super chat says, I mean, Nas is more OJ or Walter Payton than Barry. When you think about Barry, I think about rap gymnastics like Rakim or like Lauren's greatness that she left.
OJ didn't win nothing, and Walter Payton only won one. And they didn't get him a touchdown in the game that he did win.
Speaking of which, man, I changed my dream trio from Friday. I know I said Tupac, Lauren, and Kanye to produce it when they said that they needed us to pick an MC, singer, and a producer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Mos Def, Lauren, and Kanye. Everybody could do everything in that group.
Okay.
Everybody can do everything. You got a producer that can rap. You got two singers that can rap. Everything's covered.
Okay, Mike, let me let you know something. I'm going to let you know something now. I'm going to let you know exactly what it is right now. Good luck getting that album out.
Oh, it's never going to come out.
Good luck getting those three people to record music on time in a timely fashion in some sort of synchronized weather. Good luck.
At least we had the work ethic with Tupac, right?
Pop and Dilla.
No.
Dilla about to have Lauren.
Kanye got a work ethic. Now, we got to give Kanye that. Kanye got work ethic.
When he works, Mike, now,
if Dre was the producer.
Mike, he literally might stop recording, go to Fashion Week, go buy 400 acres in Idaho, build out a compound, and then come back and finish your album. What the hell are you talking about, Mike?
Now, if we
just put three niggas together that's not about to get it done.
Now, if we had Dr. Dre or 3000 or Q-Tip, it would never happen. 007 the super chat said,
never.
Tupac would be frustrated with Lauren.
Tupac would be leaving nasty voicemails for Lauren and Dilla if they wasn't there like 10 minutes before when he walked in the room. Be like, somebody call Lauren.
Like, nigga, where the beats at?
Right now. No, I don't care what the fuck Rohan just did. Tell her ass to come to the studio now. Like, get her there.
007 says, the End mixtape was better than the album. See, I gotta go check the mixtape. I ain't even seen the mix. I ain't heard the
I forgot
mixtape.
about the mixtape.
Man, Nas got work, man. He got work all
That was
over
a
the
lot of
place.
work.
Let me go to some of these super chats, and we'll get to that distant relatives real quick. Andrew Green with the super chat says, for a featured verse, War off DJ Clue, the professional part 3 was crazy. You know, I'm a big fan of the one that was on the first professional. Queens niggas rock ice and smoke hydro. Key P for the beef and ever high show. Young
Live
niggas
from the
get cash and
bridge,
cop
too.
fives
Yeah.
though. Trey Mo says Mariah Carey / Joe make it last forever with Nas. Fire.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Great
Told you he's
feature.
everywhere. Told you he's everywhere.
Let's
Man,
see. Distant relatives, man. What you got here?
what do you think, Mike?
I
I
love
think Count Your
distant
Blessings.
relatives. Patience sticks out to me.
I thought about Patience. I did, but I think Count Your Blessings is my favorite.
Okay. Not mad at that.
He's right. Disappear is good too. I'm a fan of that
I
stretch is
love
what
this
got me
album.
into the album was like Count Your Blessings, Disappear, Land of Promise. That's when I felt like the album picked up steam. And I was like, oh no. I was like, this just isn't like some rapper and reggae dude putting an album together. They're making songs.
I love this album. I think
I love this
album
album
is
too.
vastly underrated.
It's frighteningly consistent. And that's, you know what, this might be the toughest one to pick a best song from because everything on here is really good and different and aesthetically pleasing for different reasons.
It doesn't drop off. Like,
it doesn't.
I think that Nas always, ever since Illmatic, Nas always gets pegged with being inconsistent album wise. And I think him and Jay have kind of gone through that. Jay not as much in the public eye because, you know, I think his bigger records kind of like make up for the missteps on his album, and people act like the missteps didn't happen. But this album is one of those albums that just flows, man. And you can't really pick a point where it drops off. Mad Max with the super chat says, I'm taking Peyton and OJ before Barry, Coop. He says Barry tap dances ain't gonna win you in the postseason games. When it's 3rd and 1, juice and sweetness got it all. How many times was Barry Sanders in the playoffs?
Okay, so I want you to understand something. I think 4 or 5 times, half his career. So Barry Sanders played 10 years. Mike, do you know how many times he made All-Pro first or second team?
10 years, right?
10 times. He made first team 6 times and second team 4 times. It's the best running back ever. If you would have given him half of what those other guys has, he'd have a ring. It's the most dangerous player ever. Mike, there are rumors that when he was at Oklahoma State, coaches used to tell the defensive players not to hit Thurman Thomas too hard so that he would get injured, and Barry Sanders would have to come in the game and play running back too because he was just punt return and kick return until Thurman left. Do you understand that's how ridiculous he is? College coaches like don't hurt the starting running back because we're more afraid of the backup.
LP with the super chat says he was telling his white fans that he don't need their money. Rather go while Jay was dumbing down for dollars. Hip hop is dead and until is him walking his talk. Yeah. I guess he's talking about the end album. Yeah, Hip Hop is Dead. I felt like Nas wasn't really trying on that album. 007 says New Jersey shout out. Just in case remix with the Just in Case remix with Jaheim. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was fly. I like the Just in Case remix. I forgot about that too. That's not on my 33.
Damn, he got a lot, man. You might be right, man. I'm gonna have to line up his features with Jay's features, man, and we're gonna really see.
You don't want to do that to Jay. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking about that Best of Me and Fiesta remix and like them Biggie features, and it's like, yeah, I mean, like all that's great. Keep going though.
Life is Good.
You want to know what? It used to be Cherry Wine, but when I hear him on the Don, it's like, oh well, we don't hear that guy anymore either. Until he came back, so I'm going back to Cherry Wine. Cherry Wine's my favorite song on Life is Good.
I was gonna say I lean towards Cherry Wine because Daughters is a great song, right?
It's original.
Yeah, Daughters is a great song. I love Back When, but it's not a better song than Cherry Wine.
It's not.
Yeah. Eric Terrell with the super chat says CeeLo, Drake, and Timbaland. Nothing but hits. That's a really good
And
combination.
and I like the
I like
honesty of Cherry Wine. It's like when he starts off and he's like, I want someone who likes the champagne I like.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
know, it
know,
gives you insight immediately into where the record's going, and it's beautiful. It's like your favorite rapper isn't introspective like this when he's talking about what he wants out of life or out of a girl. It's part of what makes him who he is. Because think about how intricate that is. It's like he's not going into like the generalized nuance and stuff. He's like, no, I want somebody that likes the champagne I like. And I feel him, Mike, because it's like,
those are things you can relate to.
well, no, I mean, even with this is what he's saying. Like certain people, like even certain types of champagne. Like I had a conversation with the lady last year, and she's like, "Oh, you know," me and her ended up talking because it was like she's like, "I like to have a Veuve Clicquot or a Roder as opposed to like a Stromsburg or a Moet." And I was like, "Oh, me too." And then we got into talking about like years of Dom and stuff, and it's like, "Oh, those are the things that kind of like excite you about somebody potentially."
Yeah, those
And so
spark some
he's
great
saying a lot by
conversations.
saying a little with that intro. That's what I mean. Your best rappers don't give you that usually on just a single that's like technically a love song. It's a lot.
Rakasha with the super chat says, "Nope, I'm gangsta, gotta eat rappers." That's the acronym to Slave and the Master. Man, I love that record. By far, to me, the best song on Untitled. Let me see. Is there any more super chats? Okay, Nasir. White labels where I'm going. But go ahead.
I think it's probably because of my travels. I'm probably going Bonjour because I
figured
love
you
the
were
way
gonna go
he's talking
Bonjour.
on there because I can relate to it.
Yeah, I like Bonjour too. I think
And
that everything was.
it's grown up without being stupid uppity and like it's relatable. It's like where he's like vacations I didn't like, gave myself a guilt trip. It's like no, I've been through that of like going and blowing money somewhere, being like, damn, I didn't even have a good time. I just spent all this money. I don't feel good about it. I hate to talk it. It's that rich nigga rhetoric actually that Jay made famous, and you don't hear Nas do it well and often. But when he does and can put it together, like I think that was one of the key components to Nas here is that a record like that would have never made his previous projects because he wouldn't have got somebody to sing on it. Kanye got somebody to sing on it. It's like, no, we're going to pimp this out a little bit. We're going to break this melody down at the end, loop your vocals back around, riff on them.
Well, let's talk about
Ye
Nasir
coming
real
into
quick.
it and making it worthwhile. I can't hear Ye on the rest of the project like that. I hear Ye on Bonjour and everything.
Let's talk about Nasir real quick. Let's just go through it. Not for radio.
I don't hear Ye on there.
I wasn't really a big fan of Not for Radio.
It's dope.
I think it didn't need Puff. I think that was what the delay was for.
I didn't like the fact that Puff was on there.
Yeah, they were waiting for Puff to bring in his vocals or something. I mean, it was a cool intro. It sounded like they were trying too hard to recreate Hate Me Now and all of that, right? That whole energy. But Cop Shot the Kid, I like that record. White Label.
I like it. I don't love it. I like it.
I think that the repetitiveness of the sample
they could have done better.
Annoying.
How about that? But I expected more out of the two of them on that record.
Okay.
Like I was expecting what would Meek do level.
White Label, like that. I love that record. I think it's the best. I think
White Label's a freestyle.
Bonjour, dope record. Everything. I think for a lot of people, that's their favorite record on the album.
Right.
Adam and Eve. I think Adam and Eve's a good record.
Adam and Eve is dope. I think people love the beat to Adam and Eve.
Simple Things.
It's a dope record, Mike. Yeah. I told you, this is a dope album.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
The timing might have been bad. I think the timing was bad.
Yeah.
And I think there are like little nuances about this album. The mixing, the engineering, the clarity of the sound could have been done better. Now, here's what I tell you. These songs are good, but Nas is just good on here, and that's the problem. And you pick up a Nas album for Nas to be great. He is just good on this album and not great.
I can't tell you the best verse on this album from him. It would probably be Everything off the top of my head, like one of those verses.
Yeah, but then I would probably go to White Label to the first like actual Nas verse though.
Right.
But it's like, no, that's Nas.
Right.
Yeah.
Shots Rang Out says, Kales and Nas, did you ever think?
Did you ever think the remix?
I forgot about that.
That was the shit.
That was tight. 007 says, Life is Good had...
With the instrumental.
What's that?
I bought the CD to that with the instrumental. That's how dope I thought that record was.
That shit was dope. Nah, that shit was everywhere.
That shit is dope.
007 said, Life is Good had Black Bond. I love that song. Yeah, Black Bond was dope.
This is not, y'all be adding them extra tracks The Life is Good that's at the end. You know those are bonus tracks. We ain't counting bonus
We got to
tracks.
count bonuses, too.
No, I'm not letting y'all sneak in bonus tracks.
Born King with a super chat says, Jay bites from Nas and does a song with Damien. Also, he did New York State of Mind with Alicia Keys and Rakim. Then Jay bites and with Alicia and does his song. Yeah. Some people are creators and originators, and Jermaine Young with a super chat says, best song on Life is Good is Where's the Love? Okay. Hold on, Philip. Make sure I ain't skip nobody here. Okay, Jermaine Young there. Because we want to put some respect on people's super chats.
Mike, think about Echo and Nas' album Done. Those are guest appearances.
Echo does count as a feature. Yeah.
So does Nas' album Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Lost Tapes too?
Oh, Highly
that
Favored.
Was difficult for me.
Highly favored. Yeah. Was shaken. My faith is highly favored by the Father. Peace to y'all. That's RZA's track too, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah. I'm gonna be real, y'all. I only listened to Lost Tapes 2 once.
You didn't listen to the Lost Tapes 2. It's okay, Mike.
I didn't listen to it a lot. I listened to it when it came out. I haven't listened to it since.
You didn't miss much, Mike.
Yeah, I know. So I'll have to come back to that. King's Disease. All bad.
That's where you're going?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
You know, when this album came out, you thought Ultra Black was the best song.
I like Ultra Black. I think Ultra Black was a great introduction. I
still
like Ultra Black.
I gotta say that although personally, I think that 27 Summers is the best song on KD1.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 27 Summers. But when I heard Spicy, Mike, I knew Hit Boy had found something with Nas when he made that work.
Okay.
Because Spicy was one of those moments where it's like, did Nas just make a banger?
I remember you saying that. I think you said that on our original broadcast.
I did say that on our original broadcast. I actually talked about my cousin who actually works in Hollywood and LA. He was home in town, and he literally was in the hallway washing clothes when I got home. He's like, cuz, you heard Spicy? I was like, Nas made a banger. He was like, nigga, Nas made a banger. And we're grown-ass men. We are running up and down the hallway high-fiving each other like we were fucking 8 and 11 again.
I'm seeing people say The Cure. I'm seeing people say Car 85.
Big-ass kids over Spicy. It's like, Nas made a banger. It's like, we can ride to this shit, cuz. He's like, I know.
Car 85 is popular in the chat. You know, I'm with Car 85, too. That was one of those records that when I heard KD1, I was like, yo, this one sounds different. Blue Bins, too. Those really stood out. Our man with the super chat says, peace, brothers. Did y'all mention Esco 97 off of the Men in Black soundtrack? That was a dope soundtrack, too. I forgot about that.
See what I'm talking about, Mike? Jesus, he's the GOAT, Mike.
Yeah, he's the greatest rapper of all time.
He's the greatest rapper of all time. Yeah. We're forgetting about great stuff that he's done. That Escobar 97 shit was fly off the Men in Black soundtrack. That's what I'm saying. He's got dope shit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he got a lot of, I'm going to have to go back and, revisit some. He's made so much stuff that we forget. Or at least I have.
We're going to have to do like a greatest never released like playlist and throw it up on Spotify and like put the link up in the chat for people.
Sean with the super chat says on KD2, what rapper has the better track list? 1 through 9. Fire. Yeah, KD2.
I'm about to say that's where we're going next. You want to just go to KD2? I mean, I'm assuming you're picking all bad. I'm gonna take Spicy, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, give me
Spicy.
I'm
assuming on KD2 you're picking Death Row East, right?
My favorite song. I didn't say it was the best song. But how about this? Death Row East happened because Spicy happened. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, oh, y'all can do this. You can do this for Nas. You can give him some shit that slaps, and he's still going to be okay. That was always the knock, is that his stuff that's supposed to slap for the clubs and slap for the radio doesn't slap as good as Jay, Big, and Pac stuff. And for the most part, it's been right. And then this part of his career, he starts making Spicy, and then you hear Death Row East, but it's still store run, Mike.
Well, you know, KD2 is difficult for me because I think it's the best album that he's made at that time. What was it, 2021? Yeah, probably like the best album he had made in 20 years almost.
Yeah, it was.
And so I like Store Run Moments. I like YKTV, but Nobody is special.
It is. It's Store Run or Nobody. Even, I mean, as much as I
think
love
I'm gonna
Death Row
go
East,
Store
I'm not
Run.
that much of a Death Row East fan that it's like I don't see like it is for what it is. It's Nobody or Store Run. Those songs belong on his greatest hits. Think about that. He made his best album, so to speak, at that point 20 years prior, and 20 years later, he made 2 records on this album that were greatest hits, like all time. Like if Nobody or Store Run were to make his greatest hits, nobody would be mad or surprised. And that was the first time I'd heard him make 2 songs like that on one album since Godson.
I'm gonna have to go Nobody.
And Made You Look.
I gotta go Nobody. It's special to hear him and Lauren again, and the fact that Lauren's spitting on here, and it's a verse of the year contender with Lauren. You know,
it was number 2 to be specific. It was the verse of the year for most of the year till he dropped Magic.
Right. 36 Chambers with the super chat says the fact that KD1 has so many songs that people pick from or their favorites speaks volumes. Yeah, it does. Darren Harris with the super chat says 27 Summers should be a full song.
I know. That's why I didn't pick it, because it's not really a full record. We haven't even bought up the Firm collaboration Full Circle. AZ had one of the best verses of the year on there. Dialogue superb. Flies causing the curve. Word, when I evolve, a higher God emerged. Ugh.
40 Side is crazy. People like 40 Side. I like 40 Side as well.
Brunch on Sunday, I told you, Mike, I was like, is this nigga having fun? I was like, is he making this happy shit sound good? He's never been good at making this happy shit sounds good. I never want to hear him happy. I was like, is that Brunch on Sunday? I was like, cut that up. That sounds great. It sounds great. Is he making happy stuff sound good now? Is that what Hit Boy got him doing? I was like, okay.
Esquire says, best LP since Life is Good. 20 years is a stretch. I think KD2's better than Life is Good.
He said since his best work, as in the last time that he made something that was comparable to KD2 was Still Mad at Godson. Now Life is Good. That's what he's saying. He's putting KD2 ahead of Life is Good because it belongs ahead of Life is Good.
I think KD2's better than Godson as well.
Store Run and Nobody's better than everything on Life is Good. You do understand that, right?
Yeah. Well,
everything.
Now we're on Magic. And you know that. Hold on. Let me stop there. The fact that I believe. First of all, the fact that I believe that KD2 is the best album that he had made in a 20-year period, and he went back around months later and made an album actually better than that is crazy.
Very problematic for these other rappers, Mike.
27 years into his career. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in rap.
In music.
Honest. Yeah.
Music.
Yeah, I think that goes in an overall music.
This is what I mean. Like,
you're right.
The Beatles, classic stuff, they have the best, 7-8 album run by, a rock band ever, but it's 7-8 albums in a row. You understand?
Yeah,
Michael Jackson's run, Mike. Yeah. Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, Dangerous. They got released in succession. Mike, Controversy, 1999, Purple Rain, Around the World in a Day, Sign of the Times, Under Cherry Moon. No, they got released in succession. Gap, 25, a quarter century gap between your seminal works.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to happen again.
What you picking for Magic?
It's never going to happen again, Mike. No artist has made stuff like Illmatic. It was written early on and then come back a quarter century later and made KD2 and Magic. That's never happened. It's not happening again. In music, you're not going to see it happen.
I see a lot of different answers here in the chat. You're right. I agree with you. I'm going with the truth.
You can
I'm going with the truth.
Pick a record, any fucking record.
I'm going the truth.
I am too, but you want to know what? There's some special stuff on here, Mike, because if you told me 4016 building, I wouldn't argue with you. If you told me ugly, wouldn't argue with you.
People
Mike,
saying Meet Joe Black.
How about this? Meet Joe Black. You know what that sounds like? That's how No Fear of Time was supposed to sound, really.
I mean, his hook
musically,
game,
beat-wise, because it's some next level. Meet Joe Black beat-wise is next level.
Well, what stuck out to me about Meet Joe Black was his hook game, and that used to be one of his, weaker attributes. His hook game on there was crazy.
Not true. That's what I'm saying. It's that's him singing the hook, the AZ on "Give Me Yours" in '95, right?
No.
So how hook weak has his hook game been, really?
It's stronger than it's been advertised, yes.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's
Shootouts are
more so the
similar to
flow
Wild
on this,
West.
though.
Broad daylight, face to face without a vest.
Yeah.
That's 96.
Yeah.
That's not a dope hook. I gave you How You Like Me Now. I go blow. It's the shit that moves crowds, making every ghetto foul.
Let me
I might have took your
rephrase
first
that.
child, scarred your life, crippled your style.
style,
He been on these hooks.
Let me rephrase that. The flow on this one.
Oh, the flow is stupid.
Yeah.
The flow is stupid. That's what I mean. It's like pick a joint. But I'm with you. The truth is the best bar work, I think.
I love the beat too. I think
even the
that
Hollywood
this
Gangster
album
is growing on me, Mike. That beat the Hollywood Gangster is
I like
sneaky
Hollywood
though.
Gangster. 007
That's the shit
says
you ride to. Actually, you ride to meet Joe Black 4016 and Hollywood Gangster. That's the shit to knock.
007 says MSNBC segments count more, guys. Don't you know? Yeah, I mean,
I'm with you on
do
the
one
truth,
4-minute verse, and fuck being able to put back-to-back number 1 and number 2 albums of the year out there.
Right.
So you're with me on the truth.
Yeah, I am.
What a catalog, man. Wow. I mean, what else is there to say?
I'm about to say, I really don't think there is much else for us to say. That's why I kind of just wanted to run it down, because what you'll find is that you see, look at the discourse that we had just by trying to get through the songs in this catalog. Look at how much unreleased and guest appearance stuff just kind of started coming out the woodwork between us and the chat. Look at how many people for every album we go to is listing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs.
And again, I know people think that, people who probably just subscribed to the channel, and, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to According to Hip Hop. Click that bell icon so you know when we're going live. But I know a lot of people feel like, we just Nas riders or whatever. That's why I wanted to make it clear that I always thought, well, not always, but when we started this podcast, I had Jay ahead of Nas. I'm just looking at, what's in front of me, man. I'm looking at the music. And by far, he's the best rapper of all time. I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, if you want to talk about bar for bar, you want to talk about the longevity, you want to talk about the catalog of music, like you said, a lot of the unreleased stuff, you want to talk about the features, you want to talk about storytelling ability, there's nobody that we could match up story for story with his catalog, just on some storytelling shit. And that alone,
it's not even a conversation.
And
like, how about this?
Even if we put quality aside, you know what I'm saying? And then you add the quality on it, it's like, no.
That's what I'm saying. So how about this? Like, the distance between him and the next best storyteller is a bigger gap than him and the next best lyricist, because that would be Rakim or Thought if you felt that way. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, like, I've always felt
that gap is small. The gap between him and the next best storyteller, that shit is wide as fuck, Mike.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say. I always had Scarface and Ghostface ahead of him storytelling wise, but if you want to talk about, if you're basing best storyteller as in who has the most stories, yeah, I mean,
most. These are the best too.
No. I feel you. Yeah, but I mean, those three. I think those three have the best storytelling abilities, right? So if you want to just match up how many stories Ghost has, how many Scarface has, and how many he has, it's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
It's not. That's what I'm saying. Like, you'd have to put their two catalogs together story wise to line up all his stories.
It's impressive.
It is.
And I think that we should applaud, our not only our legends, but the people who are still pushing things forward. And we still got KD3 on the way slated for this year. And we got to give props for props is due. And again, I'm man enough to admit when I was wrong. I was wrong. You were right. Nas is the greatest ever.
Well, here's the thing about it. So let's kind of end it like this, and this might be a good way to kind of wrap out and lead out with some super chats and give people time to leave their comments before we get out of here. But let me leave you with this thought: if his single game was as good as Tupac, Biggs, and Jay's, this wouldn't even be a conversation. So although he checks so many boxes, the main box that he needed to check to clear this was the hit records, and he doesn't have those epic bangers like they do. That's why it's so good to hear him make a Spicy in a 27 Summers, in a Death Row East, because that's the only thing that he was ever missing. Because if he were to have that think about all the other stuff that he said. Well, he's got them on everything else, really.
Yeah, because
he's got them on catalog.
Have...
He's got them on stories. He's got them on lyrics. He's got them on song to song basis, including Pac. He's a more consistent song maker than Pac. His songs are not as classic as Pac's, but he's done more classic stuff than Pac. Same thing with Big. And so that's what he was really missing, but he has everything else. If you want to go and say that Biggie and Pac's and Jay's records are bigger at their peak, that's fine, but that's it. That's all you got. Like, you got Dear Mama and One More Chance and I guess Big Pimpin', and like, that's fine. But every other box belongs to him pretty much.
Jermaine Young with the super chat says Magic should be referred to as Ill Magic. I like it.
Yep.
I like it. Ill Magic. Andrea Green with the super chat says, I Gave You Power is one of my favorite hooks ever in rap.
Told you, it's one of the best hooks ever.
It is a great hook. Esquire says 17 albums with at most 4 mediocre / bad projects. Yeah, incredible.
Hold on, think about this, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
They shooting. Made You Look. You a slave to a page in my rhyme book. He's been nasty with the hooks.
Yeah, you're right. Made You Look's an incredible hook. I know people hate when we do this, but they're number 1 and 2. I don't know if Jay-Z has a Made You Look hook in his catalog.
He doesn't. He just doesn't. It's not impersonal. It's just evidence, Mike. That's what I'm saying. It's like, we can play the tracks out.
Mm-hmm. LP with the super chat says, KD2 and Magic are hip-hop classics, not just for Nas. Okay. I'm with
Magic
it. Are you willing to call those?
Magic is a definite hip-hop classic. KDT's holding up pretty well so far. It's only been a year, though.
Andrew Green with the super chat says, Death Anniversary is dope unreleased record, too.
Yes, Death Anniversary is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Emcee Burial, the 50 Cent disc, that was dope.
Oh, yeah. I was just playing that.
Esquire the Stillmatic disc over the Paid in Full beat, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Esquire with the super chat says, Nas is the only MC who can tell such vivid stories without compromising rhyme scheme and literary devices. Face, Ghost, Big, and Cube can't match that. When you talk about like detail, like nobody matches his level of storytelling. Mad Max with the super chat says, after Nobody, I don't like KD2 until Nas's good songs like No Brunch on Sundays. I think it was Brunch on Sundays, right? Nah, so when people call KD2 a classic, they bugging. Relax, Magic is. Yeah, I think Magic up the level too. 007 says, I'll say it again. He's hanging around the Wu-Tang Clan and performing mixtapes, 90s stuff. KD3 might be special, and Jay-Z faithfuls will have issues.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. Okay, so we got any more super chats right quick, or can I get to just
one more? Andrew Green says Star Wars is fire. He killed those verses.
He did kill Star Wars.
I love Star Wars.
This is what I'm talking about.
And then when you want to talk about Star Wars, what about On the Real?
I love On the Real. I was thinking about On the Real is my favorite unreleased. Mike.
Yeah.
On the Real. All you crab niggas know the deal. He can even take his own shit and make it a dope hook.
He's done that so many times. Yeah.
The message is primo. Is them taking his shit and just chopping it up?
People are asking Leroy Green, what is Jay-Z's best hook? Yes, Leroy Green, please tell us. What is Jay-Z's best hook where he's rapping the hook?
Well, here's what I tell you. No. Forget that hook thing. What we really have here is because he's not winning that. We have Illmatic, It Was Written, Stillmatic, Lost Tapes, Godson, Life Is Good, KD2, Magic, KD1, I Am, and Distant Relatives. All of those are over 4s out of 5s or 8s out of 10s, correct?
I'm with that.
I Am would be the weakest one on there, correct?
You named I Am?
Yeah.
I don't think I Am's a 4.
Okay. I'm cool with sliding that up.
And that's unfortunate because that is, he said, cough up a lung, Mike. Oh, he's talking about Marcy's son? Ain't nothing nice. Okay, you want to go?
I love where I'm from.
Where I'm from? Okay.
Cough up a lung where I'm from. Marcy's son. Ain't nothing nice. No, I'm cool with that.
You know what? You know what I think his best hook is?
You look.
You know what I think his best hook is? It's not even on his song. Straight out the gate, y'all, we drop hits. Tell me how nasty can you
Nasty
get
does it
all
get?
the way
All
from the
the
hood to
from the
your neck
hood
of
to
the
the
woods. It's
woods.
real,
That's
one thing for
one thing for
sure.
sure.
I
No,
think
you're
that's
right,
his
Mike. It
best hook.
might be. That's his most infectious hook.
Yeah.
Because he didn't write "Can I Get Her?" That's Ja Rule. Okay, so look at this. What I'm trying to say is that show me the other MC that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 albums that deserve to be rated 4 or better. And that's if we say that I Am and Nasir, Street's Disciple, Hip Hop is Dead, Untitled, and Nostradamus are not 4s.
Wow. Well, I mean, we would have to pull Jay in there, right? I would say Reasonable Doubt's there.
You know, I
Right.
just named 10 albums, right?
Yeah. I'm
I
starting.
don't think anybody's there. That's what I mean. I don't think anybody's there.
Oh,
Somebody got 10
try
4s.
though. Let me try though.
No,
Reasonable
no,
Doubt.
go ahead. No. I'll leave the floor to you, please.
Reasonable Doubt, Volume 1. Right? You
Yes.
got Volume 1 over 4? Okay. Volume 2.
Yes.
Volume 2.
Yes.
The Dynasty.
Yes.
Okay.
Barely.
The Blueprint.
Definitely.
Blueprint 2.
Negative.
Okay. I'm fine with you rejecting that deposit.
That is not a 4. You know that
the
is
Black
a whole bunch
Album.
of moves.
The Black
Oh, that's
Album.
a definite too. It's a definite.
American Gangster.
That's a definite.
The Blueprint 3.
Barely, but yes.
Watch the Throne.
No.
Oh, come on. They're going to kill you for that one. That's
I told you that's some mid, but go ahead and give Watch the Throne. Go ahead. That's fine.
It was well received. That's 9.
That's 9.
444 is the decider.
Well, here's what I'm saying.
444
too,
gets no 4.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying is that look at the stuff that you name, look at the stuff that I name. How close do you really think this is? Like go look at your top end and go look at my top end. Your top end is Reasonable Doubt, The Black Album, The Blueprint, American Gangster. My top end is Illmatic, It Was Written, Stillmatic, Lost Tapes, Magic, KD2. Like, you think that's the same? You think that that's the same?
I don't think it's as far off as you think it is.
Okay.
NDU Jam says Nas had beef with Pac, Big, J, 50 Cent, Mobb Deep. Name
Cameron.
one artist that had beef with those rappers.
Don't forget Cam.
Yeah, and he said name one person that had beef with those rappers and still stood the test of time. He's the one.
I've said that on this show plenty of times. It's like nobody has survived these shots. But here's why he survived these shots, Mike. He's always been better.
Speaking
you know why
of
you
which,
can take the shot? Because you're better.